Short-term lifestyle changes, such as moving less and drinking more sugary beverages, can disrupt how the blood vessels respond to insulin, with men and women reacting differently, a new study found. Insulin helps blood glucose, sugar, move into the cellsTrusted source, where it can be used for energy. This hormone also causes blood vessels to widen, which increases the flow of blood, along with insulin and glucose, to the tissues. Insulin resistance in the blood vessels impairs this process, leading to less glucose being moved into the cells of the affected tissues. In today's video, we will be showing you how sugar and a sedentary lifestyle affect men. Without further ado, let's begin. A sedentary lifestyle and excessive sugar intake have more adverse effects on men than women, according to a new study. Men also experienced a decline in a protein called atropine, a key biomarker for cardiovascular disease and a regulator of insulin sensitivity. Furthermore, the researchers note that the study demonstrates how men and women respond to these changes can vary. These findings underscore a sex-related difference in the development of vascular insulin resistance induced by adopting a lifestyle high in sugar and low on exercise, says Camila Manrique Acevedo, Associate Professor of Medicine at the University of Missouri. To our knowledge, this is the first evidence in humans that short-term adverse lifestyle changes can provoke vascular insulin resistance, and it's the first documentation of sex-related differences in the development of vascular insulin resistance in association with changes in atropine levels. Obesity and type 2 diabetes are both associated with vascular insulin resistance, which worsens vascular disease. The impact of decreased exercise. The researchers analyzed the participants' short-term exposure to decreased exercise and increased sugar consumption. They hypothesized that young women would be protected against vascular insulin resistance, given that the incidence of insulin resistance and cardiovascular disease is lower in premenopausal women than in men. This is the first study to document how short-term adverse lifestyle changes can trigger vascular insulin resistance in people. We know that incidence of insulin resistance and cardiovascular disease is lower in premenopausal women compared to men, but we wanted to see how men and women reacted to reduced physical activity and increased sugar in their diet over a short period of time, adds Manrique Acevedo. By subjecting 36 young, healthy men and women to 10 days of reduced physical activity, their daily step count dropped from 10,000 to 5,000. Researchers could investigate vascular insulin resistance. The participants also upped their daily intake of sugary beverages to 6 soda cans. Following reduced physical activity and increased consumption of carbonated beverages rich in sugar, healthy young men, but not women, showed a slowed blood flow response to insulin and inhibited skeletal muscle microvascular perfusion. In the future, the researchers would like to look at how long it takes to reverse these metabolic and vascular changes and more thoroughly evaluate the impact of sex on the onset of vascular insulin resistance. According to preliminary WHO data, people were more exposed to obesity risk factors like sedentary lifestyles and unhealthy food consumption during the COVID-19 pandemic with the EU. Previously, a report from the UK Advertising Association found that sedentary lifestyles had a greater impact on childhood obesity than junk food advertising. The report highlighted that unhealthy food advertising decreased in recent years, indicating an increase in sedentary behavior. One of the worst things you can do to your body is do nothing at all. Being sedentary can do a number on your body, and it can be more dangerous than you might think. Adding to previous research of its kind, authors of a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition of more than 300,000 people saw that being sedentary was a major health hazard. Yet they also estimated that exercising a little bit, the equivalent of a 20-minute brisk walk daily, could reduce the risk of premature death in inactive people by as much as 16 to 30%. Globally, 1 in 4 adults isn't moving enough, according to the World Health Organization. And even if you think you're an active person, you might be spending just enough time in front of your TV when you're not at the gym to be putting your health at risk. What's more, the effects of staying seated go far beyond what you may think. Sure, your sedentary behavior can hurt your heart, and raise your risk for inflammation causing extra pounds. It might also be responsible for some more surprising effects too, including effects on your sex life, your mood, and your blood sugar. Let these 7 sinister side effects of living a sedentary life inspire you to move a little bit every day. Read on to learn more and to discover the easiest thing you can do right now to reverse the damage. A sedentary lifestyle is a common problem that many Americans working from home during the COVID-19 pandemic are experiencing. Unfortunately, sitting at your desk for the bulk of the day is not healthy. Keeping active is not as simple as taking a brisk walk. You need to be active all day long. However, most people don't have the time for a vigorous workout, which is why they end up becoming sedentary. The global recommendations recommend that an individual should get at least 75 minutes of vigorous intensity physical activity each week. Another 2 hours of moderate intensity exercise should be included in the daily routine. Although this might be challenging, changing habits is easier than breaking a bad habit. A sedentary lifestyle increases the risk of many medical conditions, including heart disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure. This can lead to the need for specialized therapy services. In addition, it weakens the immune system and can increase the risk of a wide variety of ailments. The top negative effects of a sedentary lifestyle. In addition to raising the risk of cardiovascular disease, a sedentary lifestyle can also increase the risks of other health conditions. It can affect glycemic control and can contribute to an increased risk of osteoporosis and depression. It also contributes to a higher risk of developing diabetes and other lipid disorders. If you're sedentary, you'll increase your risk of being overweight or obese. A sedentary lifestyle has negative effects on your health. Researchers have found that a person with a sedentary lifestyle is 50% more likely to die than a person that regularly exercises. The study, which examined 17,000 individuals over a period of 12 years, revealed that sedentary behavior had a significant negative impact on their health, independent of other factors such as age, smoking, and physical activity. According to the study, sedentary behavior is distinct from physical inactivity. A low-movement lifestyle has a wide range of negative impacts on the health of a person. For example, a person who works at a desk is likely to experience lower HDL cholesterol, and a person who spends their entire day in bed has a higher overall glycemic index. A sedentary lifestyle may result in a higher risk of chronic diseases, as it can also increase a lower energy level. Research has found that people with sedentary lifestyles have a higher risk of heart attack and depression. For this reason, people with a sedentary lifestyle are more likely to develop chronic conditions such as diabetes. A sedentary lifestyle is not only harmful to their health, but it also increases their risk of developing cardiovascular disease. While some people may not be able to afford to take the time to get out and exercise, many of them suffer from anxiety.